Hello again, it's Simon and Andre with Belle and Beau crashed at our feet in my tiddly little studio here in Mozin-Signermont. Just love the way I say that. So the last one we talked about, Simon was talking about, no, that was 2 ago, wasn't it? The language and how your inability to interact because you're a strange northerner. But interesting subject is what the French think of us. There's a lot of expats here, and that's not people that used to be called Patrick, but there's a lot of people that moved out from the UK, not going to go political or anything like that, but because it's a lovely lifestyle here. So, Simon, in your own terms, you've been here a long time now, so what are your thoughts on how the French feel about the English having taken over have moved into their country?
Well, I've found it to be a very positive experience with the French. 99.9% positive, which is a lot more positive than I found it in England with my English people. You'd always find somebody wanting to fall out with you about something. But over here, they're so inclusive. And one of the first things that our very French neighbours wanted me to be involved in is the local elections. They wanted me to vote. They wanted me to...
You're not allowed to vote, are you?
Not at my age. No, I'm too old. I'm 59. They wanted me to come to organ recitals. No, don't. At the church. You see, I've lost my thread now.
Organ recitals.
Yes. No, they were very, very inclusive, and they're very positive, and they appreciate the fact that you're here. Well, we are here to earn a living running Gits, and we're also bringing in, up to 15 people a week who spend all their money in the local restaurants. Yes, they spend all the money in our Gits fixing the toilets. And very, very positive, although there is a minority, and to be fair, there's a minority in England as well. Because you live in a complex of 4 houses, they make the assumption quite incorrectly that you're English, therefore you're very rich.
Oh yeah, we get that. Yeah, we get that all the time.
And this is also reflected in the sort of bills you get from tradesmen. Sometimes they'll look at you and think, well, it would have been €100, but you kind of get the impression that perhaps there's a bit of sort of racism there. But they do think you're very rich, and that's quite embarrassing, really, because in actual fact, all the money's wrapped up in the house, and nobody has a bean, really. Yep. But it's all very positive, and but the thing you have to do is you have to speak French, and you have to understand spoken French, because your French friends will be the best friends that you can have in France. Because they're local, they understand the government, they understand the taxation system, they understand everything that you have no idea about.
I would wholeheartedly agree. In fact, when we moved into this beautiful little place, I have to say, we went to the oh cracky, what do you call it? Yes, of course you. Yes, I have no idea in French. I have no idea in English, quite honestly. The Remembrance Day.
Oh, right, yes.
So with the little war memorial, because yeah, exactly. And myself and Alison, we turned up to the war memorial and we went through the whole process of going through the remembering the dead and what have you. And the first question that we were asked afterwards, because we're obviously both English, although actually Alison's French, she's got French nationality, but that's another story. And they said, do you live here full time? With a lot of suspicion in their eyes. And the moment we said, yes, we live here, they became so warm and so welcoming. And of course, we both speak. Alison's French is perfect. Mine's all right. They became so warm and welcoming. And that was the thing that really set us aside. So we're not holiday makers. We're not just coming in and then buggering off again. We are actually here to be part of the community.
Yeah, absolutely that. When we went down to the town hall to register the business, we were dealing with this a very pleasant young lady explaining that we'd bought the house, and she was probably at this point more interested in what she was doing that evening, what she was going to have for tea. You just got the general impression she was not interested. And just like Andres just said, she said, "Oh, is it a maison secondaire? Is it your holiday home?" And we said, "No, we're here to live." Bang, it's like flicking a switch. And she said, "Let me go and get the mayor." And the mayor turned up. It was called Michel at the time. He probably still is. No, he got a new mayor. That's what I meant. It was Michel at the time. That's not his. That's not his surname. It's Michel at the time. No, he came out, welcomed us to the village, and subsequently visited the Gits, and I got some free advice for him on planning, and very, very positive. And I think unless you behave like an absolute idiot, then you'll be welcomed with open arms. And if you learn the language, you'll actually be able to talk to people.
I could not agree more. Even if you just learn a few words, if you just want to say bonjour and merci and all that sort of stuff, as long as you're making an effort, I think that's the most important thing of all. But it's people that come in and just shout loudly in English and say "oh" at the end of every single word. Then
the worst one that I hear all the time in the local restaurant in holiday season is "Parlez-vous anglais?" I've heard this, and the owner of the restaurant is a friend of mine because I'm there all the time. Not eating, drinking, but lovely guy, but I digress. And he said, oh, isn't it terrible when they say that? They want me to speak English. And I said, what you have to remember, Ludo, is that this might be their very first time in France on holiday. They're not here to live. They're just coming here on holiday, and cut them some slack. Although, to be fair, it does grate a little bit.
More than a little bit, but they're going to be, hopefully sticking a shed load of money over the bar and through the tills. So that's what it's all about. But no, listen, it's not been quite so as amusing, this one, but it's very true. If you try to integrate, if you try to just learn a few words of French, and if you are here to live, they will welcome you with open arms. And there are very few places I'd rather live than quite here in France.
Correct, mate.
There we go. Okay. We will see you again. So thank you very much for listening. Say goodbye, Simon.
Goodbye, Simon.
We'll catch up with you soon. So, Two Old Gits in the Dordogne. Thanks for listening. You've been listening to Two Old Gits in the Dordogne, or It Could Only Happen to Simon, featuring Simon Pearson and Andre Moradian. We'll speak with you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.